this. Do you believe in evolution?
I do not. I believe I came from God, not from a monkey, so the answer is
You gotta
no.
say that.
Well, we're out of it here.
Well, then
Well,
really,
you
you
know,
don't believe in evolution?
You came from God.
I do not believe
You
in-
came from. I just.
Well, let me-
Because I actually.
Yeah,
do
I
believe
came
in
from
God.
God.
And on the climate, let me just put this in the right context. I'm not a climate denier. I'm climate agnostic. The science is not settled, and it's not time to put a one-size-fits-all solution on something we're not so sure about.
Well,
Look, what we're not sure about
Again-
are what all of the implications will be of this. But we know, for example, one of the things we can do, no, dinosaurs weren't walking around with thermometers and writing down the temperature. But we have done, we know how much carbon dioxide was in the air hundreds of thousands of years ago because people have dug out the ice cores and been able to look at. That was the start of climate science. You know, scientists weren't running around looking for something to, oh, let's find an issue. If you read about how climate change came to be known, it was something that was kind of astonishing. And as people began to recognize the change in the makeup of the Earth's atmosphere and to begin to think about that. And there's lots of theories about what global warming will mean. Now that they're looking at the possibility of changes in the jet stream over Siberia as one of the explanations as a result of the warming of the oceans that is creating all this more precipitation. That's part of the problem. Well, if we knew, if it was easy to model, Earth gets warmer, oranges in Saskatchewan, warmer, something would be easier. But the problem is that weather is so complex that we don't know, and it's a huge threat
I know, but
to our security. And to deny it is to have your head in the sand.
Anyone can look.
That is exactly my point. That is my point. That it's this kind of like, if you don't believe it, you're crazy.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying.
What
That's
I'm
exactly
saying
what
is,
you're
no, let's put, in 1975, it was the world's getting cold. You remember that, I'm sure. 1975 was all over all the magazines.
Yeah.
You were 6 years old. I mean,
But I remember people were talking about that.
But I mean, the same type thing, this fear-mongering that the world was the coming ice age. But now you're laughed at because you dare question it. As Will said, it's okay to be agnostic.
You know what? Honestly.
You should be laughed at. If you think, I'm sorry, but if you don't understand that humans and monkeys came from a common ancestor, that is risible in the 21st century.
All I'll say is this. It is a shame.
Well,
it is a shame that we're so acrimonious and there's so much vitriol that even truth can't have them. And like, literally, the first thing people will say is, oh, he's a liberal, he's a conservative. There should be just a standard of truth that
agree with you.
If scientists, and I know the scientists say something, then at least it should give us pause as opposed to some oil company president saying this is not so.
Absolutely, and I'm not accusing people who are pro or have one side or the other of being right. I don't think either side has the franchise on this thing. But what I do think is that the science needs to get out of Washington, D.C. and out of the parliaments and get into the labs.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Are you concerned about the overuse of antibiotics? You know, the concern that we create drug-resistant microbes?
I'm not sure where you're going with that, but I know when I get hurt, I'm going to use one.
No, because you know why?
What she's saying is
that's evolution.
What she's saying is, yes, that's
evolution. That's
Right.
exactly evolution.
Right. What she's saying is
the reason why overuse of
a monkey or
well, we wouldn't be so lucky. But the reason why overuse of antibiotics is a problem is because microbes evolved to be resistant to them, and so when we use them carelessly in our agriculture, or we prescribe them carelessly, we create drug-resistant bacteria, and that process.
You may
is
not believe in evolution,
and it happens very quickly.
I don't believe that a creature crawled out of the sea. I don't believe a creature crawled out of the sea and became a human being one day. I think there's adaptation, and I think that's actually what you're talking about.
And fossils were put on Earth to test men's faith. I laughed at that when I was 5 years old.
Where's the missing link in all this fossil information?
No, that's a silly argument.
I just want to know what it is. If it happened over millions and millions of years, there should be lots of fossil evidence.
First of all, there is lots of fossil evidence. Second of all, we haven't found them all. They didn't wave up out from the and say, "Here I am. Here's the one that you're." But there certainly isn't.
I know there is adaptation, and there is a difference between adaptation and evolution.
I've read that 60.
Will, help me out anytime you want.
I'm sorry,
I believe in evolution.
Right.
Okay, well.
I'm telling you, Jay,
are you on evolution or not?
You make me feel good about my
debate evolution or climate change.
I do.
feel good about your
I have an
GED.
excuse.
Hey, but Will, are you telling me you believe in evolution?
Let me tell you
I
this.
know this is
Let me
a
tell you
friendly
this.
audience for it.
Suddenly you're the politician.
No, right. Like, right.
What are you running for? What are you the
Cover, goddammit.
Wait, I'm hearing some indecision.
I do believe in God. I've seen His hand in my life. But I do not believe that all the things I hear conservatives espouse are God-like. I just can't believe that God would want you to carry a gun and He would want you to give you subsidies to rich people, and that He would. I just don't believe all that. But
what about evolution?
I don't believe in evolution. I do believe.
Oh, really?
I don't believe that. Yes, I don't believe in evolution.
There you go, Jack. Neil's got your back.
I don't.
We got it.
I don't.
Look at that. What we do on this show is we bring people together.
You are the man.
Next year at the State of the Union, I want to see you two holding